Canada has responded to some of President Trump's tariffs. Some Canadian provinces are simply removing American liquor. Those in bourbon, understandably, are a bit shaky, a bit nervous about what could potentially come. What have you been talking about with Canadian leaders when you're on calls with them? Can you tell us a little bit about those conversations and how you're feeling about this entire situation?
Yeah, we now have enough data to show that President Trump's tariffs are harming the American economy, and they're certainly going to harm Kentucky's economy. These tariffs, which were the sole decision of this president against two countries that are our allies, especially Canada, which has stood with us in just about every international conflict in the past 100 years. President Trump started this trade war, and we all knew that if he did, other countries would have to respond and stand up for themselves. What they're going to do is raise prices on the American people. A president who is elected to lower prices is actively taking steps that are raising prices. A tariff on Canada is going to raise the price of gas, and it's going to raise the price of meat in our grocery stores. The amount that it raises, that's the Trump tax, because he's the individual who put those tariffs on that we, the American people, are going to pay. The amount that it's going to increase costs of automobiles, while supposedly there's a pause in tariffs on some of our big companies, I don't know that it applies to all the suppliers. Martin Ray in Hopkinsville is a Canadian company. The parts come from Canada to Kentucky to Mexico and back again. Think about the costs that occur there. Now, these tariffs are a bad idea, and it's not just me that's saying it. Mitch McConnell's saying it. Rand Paul has said it. And so when you have the two Republican senators and the Democratic governor all saying something's a bad idea, it's because it's a bad idea. My conversations with Canadian leaders are about the fact that I want them to consider their tariffs to be designed in places and areas where people aren't speaking up. We are. Kentucky's two senators and its governor, me, are speaking out against this move, trying to tell President Trump it is the wrong step to take. And let me just tell you, it's not just the imposition of tariffs. It's this month to month, I may do it to you at any moment. You can't create stability. And what we're going to see are companies not expanding, not adding new jobs. We actually saw what happened with jobs, in this latest report with companies worried about the uncertainty, actually laying people off. Listen, we had a surging economy, and President Trump is threatening to screw it up through these tariffs that are only going to hurt our people. McKenna.